That was beautiful, Megan. Thank you. Welcome to the Unitarian Coastal Fellowship. We are glad you are here. This is an intentionally diverse congregation in which we explore many religions and cultural traditions. We worship not based on one doctrine, but instead have a commitment to seeking our own spiritual truth and supporting each other on the journey. I welcome Jason Pesh, our worship associate, Megan Smith, our accompanist, Tom Cullison, our choir director, and making all this possible in person and virtually is our AV Tech team, Barb, Thomas, and Dan Phillips. Thank you. Do we have any visitors today? If so, could you just indicate you're here? And if you'd like to introduce yourself, we have a mic to introduce ourselves. I guess we're all old timers. That's good. In my role as chair of the worship committee, I have signed up to do announcements today, so you're going to hear me a lot. We have known from the start of Reverend Ma's time with us that they are our interim minister. They even have their walking stick up here as a reminder that their time here is limited. So we're in the process of searching for our next full-time contract minister. Please plan to stay for coffee with the board after the service. The search committee will share a summary of your feedback. I'm trying not to have feedback on my mic. From the cottage meetings, give an update on the status of UCF's congregational profile and discuss the next steps in finding UCF's next full-time contract minister. The search committee members are, if you're here, raise your hand, Tom Cullison, Miriam Green, Sarah Grenier, I think she'll be here later, or I don't know where she is, and Penny Hooper and Amy Jones. Hey. Tomorrow, we have a Meatless Monday potluck. And it's at 6 p.m. It's here. All are welcome. And you don't have to bring anything homemade. Store-bought is fine as long as it's vegetarian or vegan. That means eggs and dairy are okay, just no meat. The Board of Trustees is also the Safety Committee. And the board and the Safety Committee is planning to have its first UCF fire drill on Sunday, November 5th. I'm not going to tell you when it is. You'll have to be prepared. A recording of a fire alarm will be played in the children's class, and adults will help the children evacuate to the Salvation Army parking lot, which is across the street. Please meet your children across the street, as both buildings will be evacuated during the drill. So today, notice the exit sign, locations of the fire extinguishers if you haven't already. And if you know how to use one, look at it, make sure you're acquainted with it. Notice if someone sitting nearby might need help getting out of the building. Think about, can you call 911 and calmly explain that there's a fire and give the address? Can you stop traffic on Church Street so people can cross the street? Please return to the sanctuary for a review of how it went and what needs to be done differently at the next drill. Can you still hear me with the mic down? That's better with the feedback, okay. Will everyone now silence your cell phones? And those on Zoom, please turn off your video for maximum Zoom experience. And so the slide above me is going to be the Wheel of the Year. There we go. Thank you all who've helped create today's service, in which we are celebrating Samhain. Samhain is spelled Samhain. It's Celtic. The ancient Celtic festival that our modern-day Halloween is influenced by. The Celts inhabited much of what is modern-day Europe over 2,000 years ago, then dwindled into the British Isles, France, and Spain by the early Middle Ages due to colonization, invasion, assimilation. Samhain meant the end of summer to the ancient Celts and was believed by them to be a time when the veil between our world and the spirit world was thin. It was one of 4 festivals that they used to mark harvest times and to help tend cattle during the year. These festivals also sat in between solstices and equinoxes. Wicca is a neo-pagan religion inspired by what very little we know of the ancient Celtic peoples. It celebrates the natural cycles of birth, life, death, and rebirth. So today, we will perform a Wiccan-influenced ritual to call the directions in combination with our chalice lighting and our joys and concerns rituals. So first, we want you all to turn and greet one another, say hi to someone you know and someone you don't know. So do I. Someone brought some corn. Did you bring that?
Oh, yeah,
That's nice. What are they?
David and
Laura brought these. Oh, they brought that? That's so
that's
nice.
from, I guess,
Doug brought it in. It's really nice. He brought his espresso. So when we start the ritual, I think that will be dead. I will go down first. And then I will
yeah, okay, because you're going to do that, right? Okay. I was like, I don't know that.
right. I'll say, okay, I'm going to demonstration. I'll replace the picture of that one here. And if you don't have a picture, please use the acorn and set it up down there to that link. And then I'll do the cliff and the party and then I'll do okay.
And then maybe, I think I'm going to, my wife brought a picture to my uncle. I guess I'll go with that.
Yeah, you can do that. I don't know what the direction is. Come, let us worship together. I welcome Jason.
Blessed be. The belief in an afterlife has spawned several religions and cultures over the centuries past. Celebrations honoring the dead still exist in many different cultures, such as Dia de los Muertos in Mexico, the Hungry Ghost Festival in China, Chumbin in Cambodia, and All Souls Day in Christianity. In Ireland, they honored the dead with a holiday called Samhain. If this were the southern hemisphere, Wiccans would be celebrating a fire festival called Beltane, marking the entrance of summer. But here in the northern hemisphere, it is the time of year when nature starts to prepare for the colder months ahead, and there is less sunlight. Today, we will be doing a Wiccan-influenced ritual that pays tribute to the Celtic New Year Samhain. And this time of year when nature is moving into death on the will of the year. But first, as we prepare for our celebration, I would like to take the moment to do a land acknowledgement. Let us take a moment to acknowledge the people and spirits of this land who may have been displaced by European colonizers. Our church sits on the land of the Nusiak and the Lumbee peoples. The Nusiak, from which the Neuse River gets its namesake, were possibly integrated into another tribe called the Tuscarora. They had to leave the area due to conflicts with English settlers and local rivals in the 18th century. The Lumbee, centered around the Lumber River, further west of here, were recognized as a tribe in 1956 after Congress passed the Lumbee Act. However, they were denied any federal benefits and are still fighting for them to this day. We acknowledge the people and spirits of this land.
So now we're going to, is this on? Yeah. We're going to light the chalice and the peace candles, and then Jason's going to light the 4 elements candles. As we light the chalice and fully embrace the sacred space created here this morning, please hold in your hearts the Unitarian Universalist principle and value of interdependence that calls us to honor the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. Today we remember those who share with us this earth no longer, and we bear witness to their lives and the roles they have played in ours. We pay homage to and make stronger that web which connects us all.
Now we will call in the directions.
It's off.
Not bad. Now we will call in the directions. In pagan rituals, these directions of east, south, west, and north are associated with elemental forces of nature: air, fire, water, and earth. Traditionally, the directions are called in to spiritually cleanse the circle and grant those within protection. Some pagans might see these directions as guardians, fantasy creatures, or even the four states of matter. Once called in, the four directions are united by an invisible fifth element. Some call the fifth element spirit, some call it akasha, and others may call it ether. Perhaps the Unitarian Universalist could look at the four elements as the interdependent web of all of existence, and love as the fifth element that binds us. If you are willing and able, please stand and face the east by turning to the left as we ready to call the directions. Let us call in elemental air to watch over this circle. Please now turn to the right so that we face south. Let us bring in elemental fire to watch over our circle. Now please step to the right again so we face the west. Let us call in elemental water to watch over our circle. Okay. I guess it would help if I light the fire candle, huh? There you go. Don't forget about you, fire. There we go. Get the water. All right, now turn to the right again so we face the north. And we call upon elemental earth to watch over our circle. Yes, you were here with us. So please now turn to the right so that we once again face the east. And let us close our circle with a spirit. Thank you for participating in the calling of directions. You may now be seated as we continue our ritual. So let's take a moment to center ourselves. During this time, you may want to think about your lost loved ones or ground yourself with the earth. So close your eyes, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to go in through our nose and lift your shoulders. And then out through your mouth and lower your shoulders. And repeat that twice. Just spend a moment thinking about your lost loved ones or ground yourself. Okay, open your eyes. And Marilyn?
It's time for joys and concerns. Am I on? Barb, am I on? Yeah. Today, our joys and concerns fulfills our need for sharing, for connection, for the release of our burdens and celebrations. In a moment, when the music begins, I invite those who wish to participate to rise from their seats and line up against the far wall, over there by the triptych painting. Come around to the front, where we have a basket of stones and shells and sea glass, and take as many or as few as you would like to represent whatever is on your heart, and then leave them in the glass chalice of water. If you have a personal joy or concern that you'd like me to share with the congregation, fill out one of the pieces of paper and leave them in the basket over there, and I'll read them aloud after sharing world and community joys and concerns. This stone is for the victims of the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine last week. 18 people were killed and many more injured. We don't know where or when or why it might happen again. What we know is this has been the 8th mass shooting this year in the United States, and that nowhere else do things like this happen with such regularity. For the victims and their families, we plead for action to be taken against gun violence, and soon. Joan's cousins are safe in Lewiston, Maine, after being next door to the gunman shooting in the bowling alley. For that, we are grateful. Our beloved member, Janine Brobst, fell last week and broke her pelvis. With help from her daughter, Joellen, her husband, John, and her UCF family, she's doing fine at home, but it was a scary time. She's using a walker inside the home and refusing to use a wheelchair, unless it is to go outside. They appreciate all the help that has been offered by UCF. Get well soon, Janine. Give me just a second. We have a lot of joys and concerns. I'm reading that Janine injured herself in a bike accident. I'm so sorry. I didn't know how. Okay. Jackie Burns is also praying for her cousin in Lewiston, Maine, and her community. Laura says she's having surgery in Durham on Tuesday. And so we send you prayers and hope that it helps, Laura. Helene's joy today is that it's her son Adam's birthday. Happy birthday. Yesterday, October 28th, marked 21 years in remission. From non-Hodgkin's lymphoma for Karen Baggett. Didn't expect this. Karen says she will always be grateful for the support from her UCF family. Thank you for all the joys and concerns. So, this mic is kind of driving me nuts today. Our opening hymn is number 155, Circle Round for Freedom. As we formed our circle, we're going to sing it in. Sing it.
We'll sing this through 2 times, and if you're using the hymnal, please note that the melody is in the middle line of the lines in there. We'll sing it through twice. 155. Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned, circle for release, circle for the planet, Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned, circle for relief. Circle round the planet, circle for each soul, for the children of our children, keep the circle whole.
Today, we're doing things a little out of order, and now we're going to have our offertory. The winter holidays are a time of bounty for many, and there are also many who are left behind, such as the unhoused, those without family, and those families without means. Every year, we bring them Christmas cheer. In the month of October, we're sharing the plate with our holiday giving traditions, which include adopting families from the Angel Tree and giving gift bags to the clients of Hope Mission and Beach House. Please give generously. So I invite the greeters forward to collect today's offering, and I'll give you your plate. Please join in blessing this offering with hymn number 402, From You I Receive. We'll sing it twice. We share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. So I'd like to invite Jason up to the podium. And Barb, you can turn the podium mic off.
My name is Jason Pesh. I'm a stay-at-home parent, writer, musician, and my pronouns are he, they. I was raised in the Church of Christ religion, in which dancing and musical instruments were considered works of the devil. So, yeah. Then in high school, I was saved by a coven of witches, and I converted to Wicca. It wasn't easy, though. Imagine being in a stereotypical South Texas football town where everything changes once you start wearing a pentacle, an encircled 5-pointed star around your neck. Yeah, people started just like othering me, confusing me for a devil worshiper. But witches don't even believe in the devil or the Christian concept of the devil, so hey, joke's on you. With that being said, in the end, I'm glad I didn't take the easy path. It may have been a long and arduous journey, but without the aid of neo-pagan rituals, I would not have been able to fight my addictive behavior or try to get a handle on my neurodivergence. Today I stand before you. I'm actually quite baffled how I ended up here. Chancellor, I don't know how this happened, but here. But I think it's just the warm embrace of UCF, I think, and then the radical inclusion, I love that, so. But some neo-pagans believe in this concept of the Akashic records, which are basically like the sum of all experience beyond space and time, creating a collective consciousness made of all life that has ever existed, will exist, and does exist. But perhaps this concept is not so far from the Unitarian Universalist principle of the interconnected web of all existence. I am so glad I found UCF and the community here, all of you. The people within are truly amazing, and I would like to say thank you to everyone here at UCF. My wife and I love it so much we became members. So thank you very much. Thank you.
So now I invite you to remain seated and feel the energy of your ancestors and loved ones who have passed as the choir sings and Jason plays guitar to Samhain by Lisa Thiel.
Check one. Okay. So the circle has been cast and charged with energy. I thought I had it on. There we go. All right. I'll get the hang of this on. Okay, the circle has been cast and charged with energy. And we have prepared the way for the dearly departed to join us. Now we make our invitations. When the music begins, please line up on the far wall. Kind of similar, how do we do the joys and concerns? There are many who want to share, so please keep it brief. Those who brought a photo or memento today, you can place it on the altar and return to your seat by one of the center aisles. And there will be a mic up here also if you want to share something very briefly. If you do not have a picture with you, you can take one of these acorns to represent the person or animal and put it in the basket, and then you can say something or return as well. Those on Zoom can type their share into chat, and AV Tech will speak this into the mic, hopefully. All right. Something. Yes.
That was the surprise, Dan and Barb. So I'm going to go first.
You want to go ahead and start lining?
Give me just a second. So we'll have you line up in just a second. First, I'd like to take the time to honor Hillary Schultz, who was a beloved friend of this church for many years, and she passed away on March 4th. We miss you, Hillary. Can you hear me through here? Okay. We also honor Beth Baum. Beth was a beloved member of this church for decades, and Beth passed away on September 20th. We also miss you, Beth. And then I'm going to give you the example of how to set your picture down. And this is a picture of my mom and dad on their 50th anniversary, and I miss them both, so I honor them. So please go ahead and file around, and when you're ready to speak, and you don't have to speak, but if you'd like to, this microphone will be right here.
I'd like to honor the coolest relative in the Kelly family, David. David, wherever you are, you were the coolest member of our family. He spoke out about gun control long before it was this humongous epidemic in the United States. And tragically, he was murdered by a gunshot. I love you, David.
I would like to honor my brother Kenny, my sister-in-law Sherry Collins, and my best friend Charles Taylor.
I honor all of my pets who have gone before me, who have only ever showed me unconditional love. And for my puppet mammy, who made sure I felt loved.
14 years of marriage, my husband David and I have lost all 4 of our parents and grandparents, all 8 of those collectively. So I'm going to put a picture of our parents down and grandparents. And Conway Twitty's not my father, just somebody. You know, my mom was just really cool.
Put a picture of my Mimi and my Uncle Brian, who died a hero saving his daughter from drowning in a river.
I have a picture of my dad, who we lost last year. And my grandmother, who we lost last week.
One of the difficulties of living so long is the passing of so many friends and relatives. And particularly we mourn the death of Jeffrey Essex, who died at 52.
I would like to honor Miss Shirley, who took care of me in the harshest times of my life. She was like an adopted grandmother to me.
I want to remember Beth Baum, our member, also a member, Marty Barber, who passed away last November. My husband, Jerry, who's been gone 10 years. My parents, Betty Skulstead and Ann Rivers, who are 2 of my wonderful role models that I met in this fellowship.
I want to honor my dear departed husband, Robert Gorman, who died of lung cancer on the 19th of October, in 2019. I don't have a picture, I wasn't prepared for this, but got them all over my house.
I would like to honor all the mariners that I've known over the last 50 years in this county. Also like to mention my dad, who fought in every battle in the Pacific in World War II, and my grandfather, that fought in both World War I and World War II, and my past wife, Janice Williams, who was a member of this congregation.
I'd like to honor my parents, Jim and Betty Burns, and my older sister.
I'm honoring my dad, Joe Sloan, who was such an example in my life and taught me how to care.
Great Spirit of the universe, that which flows in and amongst us, that which unites the living as well as the dead, hold us as we remember those we have loved and those who have loved us. And to the ones who have gone before us, the ones who wait for us beyond the veil, know that we still tell your stories, share your memories, pass on your lessons. Know that you are still with us, that your love is still with us. For love is greater than life and death. Your love is here with us, and our love is with you on the other side of the veil.
Dearly departed, we miss you and wish that you were still here with us. And we must wait until the day we can be reunited. Those of us gathered here today may have different beliefs about what lies on the other side of the veil. Though none of us may truly know what happens after we die, those whose stories we share are a part of us now and have made us who we are today. What we may hope for is that somehow, at the end of all things, we are reunited with those who love us.
May it be so. Blessed be. And now Jason will put out the 4 elemental candles. And I think you start with East.
I will be closing this circle.
And now we'll extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And in Español, extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad, o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez. Please rise as you are willing and able and join in singing our closing hymn, number 1001 in the teal. It's called Breaths.
Listen more often to things and to beings. Listen more often to things and to beings. It's the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. It's the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead are not under the earth. They are in the rustling trees. They are in the groaning woods. They are in the crying grass. They are in the moaning rocks. The dead are not under the earth. So listen more often to things and to beings. Listen more often to things and to beings. It's the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. It's the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead have a pact with the living. They are in the woman's breast, they are in the wailing child. They are with us in our homes, they are with us in this crowd. The dead have a pact with the living. So listen more often to things and to beings. Listen more often to things and to beings. The ancestors' breath, when the fire's voice is heard, is the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters.
Wish. Please join us for coffee with the board today after we hold hands or bump elbows. If you don't want to hold hands or bump elbows, that's okay. I'm going to share excerpts from This Sacred Thread, words by UU Heather K. Johnuels for our benediction. See what we create today. You can go down there, and I'll read. I gotta read them. Oh, do you want to say tomorrow? Yeah. Okay. This is really, really good, you guys. It looks beautiful. They once dwelled among us, these beings of memory. They touch our lives time and again through their presence and their absence. As the earth turns and leaves fall, we reach back to renew the bonds between us. We reach back in gratitude and understanding. Amen.
So
mote it be. Sorry, be that quiet.
I'm a sweaty mess. I'm just a sweaty mess. Yes, it's just, I don't know if it's a nerve.
No, it's just a response from your amygdala telling you that it's like a be aware.
I was thinking of like some mutant, like cross with those frogs in South America, you know, that secrete the, they secrete the stuff and grab them. They're
Hey, Dave.
very nice service. Thank you.
Jason did he did it all. He did a great job.
Wonderful.
Wow, look at that water
This is the last.
Look at that. And there's a bag to put it in.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
That's okay. We'll
so
let you
fast.
say you.
3 and 4. Barb, are we off? Are these off?